Dr. Janie Pendleton, with my husband Dr. John Pendleton, and we are back with
Bob BREHMER.
Bob BREHMER, and he's a potter. So what we're discussing today is how all this works, and we're going to get a little tips here and there from this wonderful, awesome gentleman. So here you can see his wares, and the name of your company is
Bob BREHMER Pottery.
Bob BREHMER Pottery, and we're going to put that link down below, okay? And we want you guys to hit on it. We want you to go over and see his works because he's got some great product. He really does. And we got a big announcement coming up about the purchase of Billy Creek. That's right, and you're going to be here for that great announcement. So let's look around for a second. Let's let him tell us about some of his items.
Okay, and this is my functional ware. Mostly what I make is functional ware. Bowls, plates, goblets, dinnerware, ovenware, pitchers, vases. These are finished products, which I glaze and fire to about 2200 degrees. And the forming process is over here. I've thrown a couple this morning, vase and a crock shaped piece out of a reddish brown stoneware. And this ends up being fired to about 2200 for the glaze firing, the final firing. The wheel I throw or form pieces on is this electric wheel, but I've thrown on kick wheels before, which you just use a big flywheel and kick with one foot. I form it all by hand. I'm basically a wheel guy. I throw everything on the wheel with natural sponges and my own bowl and some potter's ribs, which are the wooden tools there. Help shape pieces and bevel feet of pieces and
help kind of cut things away when it's time to cut. Look at the works on that. That's such a fine job. This
rib went under here to cut the foot and base of these pieces. This rib either makes these lines or spirals up it as it turns. It gets full of the watered down clay, and starts out as clear water, but it ends up being watered down clay.
Which is really great for smoothing this out.
Yep.
And you don't want to use a lot of it in a sponge like this, just a little bit, correct?
Yeah.
Because you can make your clay too wet.
Yeah, it can be too wet, but when I'm forming it, I want it to be slick enough to go through my finger so it doesn't grab. So I do want it to flow through the hands nice.
Well, you do beautiful work, and we're going to show you more of that in a minute. Now, this form...
These are the clay pieces firming up. I wedge the clay, and then it's a little sticky yet.
Yeah, it's just a cold, a damp feeling, but it's still very pliable.
It's pliable, and I like to throw fairly firm clay. So I could throw this into shapes like that, but if I want to really belly out something like a vase, I kind of like it more firm, so I can shape it without it collapsing, basically. The big platters, I want to be able to have it firm, so I don't want it collapsing as I'm forming it.
Well, that makes sense, because it's like in the movies, isn't it?
Yeah,
where it folds over. So throw it. So how many times do you think you throw one slab of clay? Because you're getting the air bubbles out of it just like you would bread.
Yeah, the wedging is, it's just like kneading. And this gives it a nice consistency. Like at the outside, as you air dry it, is going to get harder or drier than the inside of it. So this turns it inside out, basically.
So how many times do you have to do this as it's air drying? So I take it probably let it air dry for about an hour and then do it again?
Yep, then do it again, and depending on how firm it is to begin with, I'll do it like 5 or 6 times.
Oh, wow.
Depending on, I usually don't have to, but 3 or 4 times usually.
So us ladies making bread, we complain, but that's nothing compared to this right here.
This gets baked too, but to a lot hotter temperature than bread. 2200 for the glaze firing. There's a bisque firing before that. Like these will dry, and I'll sand them with a Scotch-Brite pad, those green pads, to make sure there's no burrs on them or anything. And then they'll dry, and then they'll go in a kiln without glaze on them, just dry as they are, fired to about 1900 degrees. Then they take them out when they're cool, wax the bottom. I usually wax the bottom and then dip them in glaze or pour glaze in them.
Yeah, let's go look at the colors, because I think this is the final product. I think this is where it really shows itself off.
So this was dipped in blue and then the red, and this is the overlap of the two.
Oh, it kind of went a gold color.
Yep.
You would think that wouldn't do that. You'd think that'd just be another color.
Yep, you wouldn't think it'd be that. And then it gets fired to this is fired about 2200 degrees.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Looky, ladies, gentlemen, look at this. This is what you can get. And by the way, are these microwavable?
Yeah.
Okay, hear that? They're microwavable. I have a lot of people that will ask me about things like this. Like, well, if you do it the old-fashioned way, you can't use the modern appliances. And you're saying, yes, you can.
Oh yeah, yes you can. Dishwasher, microwave them. And these are some wine goblets I've made for churches and anybody that just wants a wine goblet. And this is thrown in 2 pieces. So this is 1 piece up to here, and then I just throw a cup and then attach it later.
And we are checking out some of these awesome glazes. And I'll tell you what, there's just so many nice pieces. Look at the shape, the pot belly on that bowl shape, and the lines. I mean, you just do an how long have you been doing this?
About 35 years.
35 years. So what do you think the #1 thing you've learned from the very beginning when you started to today?
Throwing.
Yeah.
When I first learned how to close a piece into a vase and neck a piece in,
Mm-hmm.
you collapse a lot of them because it either collapses. Then plates are tough too to get the lip to stay out without collapsing.
So that would even be like a big serving plate. That would be really hard to do then.
Yeah.
So another folks, start small.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Right. Start small. And,
Yeah, like we did in grade school. Remember those cups we all sent home to mom?
yeah.
I thought I did pretty good, but I go back, my mom still has ours. I go back and look at it, and I just have to laugh. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm glad I don't think that was my career. Of course, they taught you how to knead it, and it does stay with you. I mean, I remembered a lot of the terms you talked about today.
Yeah.
But I love the green. The green is very bright and vivid. Do they call that like a hunter green, or?
Yeah, I call it copper green because that's what colors it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. And so how do you keep it so the copper colors? Because it almost has a gold.
It's in the glaze, but when you overlap the iron red and this copper, the iron really shows up because it looks metallic. And that's the overlap of the two. The red over the green makes this iron saturated metallic layer. And then the copper with it too certainly doesn't hurt.
It's a beautiful piece.
It's a neat combo. It's a neat combination.
Thank you for that. We wish you all the luck with it. And I'm going to hold up one of your business cards. And there you go. There's right here's where you can get a hold of Bob BREHMER Pottery, okay? 765-481-7533. And he is out of Lebanon, Indiana. And I'll put his link to his website below.